But we learned last night that Kearny Mayor Alberto Santos has indeed been nominated for a seat on the New Jersey State Superior Court. Now, where that will be is a question that is yet to be answered. And there is a process that goes along here that I'm going to try to explain to you as best as I can. What happens is this nomination came from Governor Phil Murphy, who is way, way behind on judicial nominations. In fact, there was just a big Star Ledger piece on this yesterday about how far behind the judiciary is right now and how there is an absolute shortage of jurists in the state of New Jersey, a lot of which was caused by COVID, of course. So this was probably the worst kept secret, that Mayor Santos was indeed one of the people who was being considered for the bench. And just yesterday, the news was released by the judiciary in New Jersey that the mayor has indeed been nominated by the governor. So what will happen is this. This is how the process works. First, there will be a committee hearing of members of the state Senate where they will interview and question Mayor Santos about his qualifications to become a judge. And if and when he passes that part of the process, it comes to a full vote of the entire state Senate, at which time I pretty much believe, based on what I know, he will get the approval to become a judge. When he is eventually appointed to the bench, he will receive a 7-year term. Those terms last for 7 years. And then I think there's advice and consent as to whether people get another term after that, and subsequently after that, every 7 years up for renewal. And I think they can be questioned again, can the judges. Now, here's where this all gets interesting. If this nomination is brought up for a hearing in this month of June, which is possible, it is very possible, and Santos is appointed to the bench before September, then there would have to, somebody would become the acting mayor between now and November, and there would have to be a special election to fill the unexpired term of the mayor after that. If Santos is appointed to the bench after, I believe the date is the 12th or the 13th of September, then the county committee appoints the mayor for a year, and then in November of 2024, there would be a special election to fill the last year of that unexpired term. So what basically this all comes down to is the mayor, if he is indeed appointed, and it seems no reason why he wouldn't be, to get the that he wouldn't pass the nomination process. It all depends on when it happens as to what will happen to fill his seat. So again, if he gets the nomination in June and it's approved before they go out of session, then there would have to be a special election. But if the nomination isn't approved until after the 13th or so of September, then the county committee would pick the mayor for 1 year, and then the special election would happen in 2024. Of course, this then begs the question, who will replace him as mayor? He has been mayor since January 1st, 2000, in the year 2000. So that's 23 plus years that he has been mayor. It's going to be a difficult process. But there are what I see right now as two possibilities in this seat. One is the obvious, and that is the council president, Carol Jean Doyle, who has been a member of the council since 1996. And then the other is Peter Santana. It's down to it would be down to those two, and I don't have any inside information as to whether either one of them has any interest in becoming the next mayor. But logically, Carol Jean Doyle has been a councilwoman for 27 plus years. She certainly has the resume, and she certainly has the experience to be given the seat or to challenge for the seat. And I think it would be a well-deserved honor on her part if it does happen. But if she decides that maybe she's had enough, which is always possible, she's in her 70s, and she may simply decide she doesn't want this anymore. I think the only person ready right now on the council is Peter P. Santana in the 2nd Ward. And his greatest advantage is his ability to speak 3 languages, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. And he is very well respected, and he has a good amount of experience on his own. So it's going to be interesting to see what the level of interest is, whether Carol Jean Doyle is interested in taking the spot if it is indeed her turn, or it will be interesting to see if she decides whether she wants to maybe just retire and go off into the sunset and enjoy her time down the shore in Florida. And if that's the case, I think logically the Democrats would nominate or appoint Peter Santana as well. But again, I don't know if Pete wants it either, because he's got a young son and he's married. He's a young guy himself. So who knows? Do you want to take on the enormous responsibilities of being a mayor at such a young age with a young child? I will have to speak with Pete, and I will reach out to him in the coming days to kind of gauge where he is on that and to see what his interest is. As far as some of the other people who are on the council, I don't know. I just this is what sticks out to me in applying common sense and logic to what would make sense for that. But of course, it is all dependent on whether Al Santos is indeed approved by the Senate committee and the Senate. But logically speaking, that's going to happen. It really is, and it is something that I think he has certainly indeed earned after 23 years of being mayor of the town of Kearny. His shoes will be tough to fill. There is no doubt about that. So whoever becomes the next mayor will have their work cut out for them.